mutter something under your breath to cast, and you get up to him, and it just kind of like fizzles in your hands. Like, nothing happens. And then Rock kind of turns around to you. He's like, "What was Matt's name again?"
He hasn't chosen a name yet. His name is Matt.
So you're
Matt the Ace Mayor.
You just want to be Matt the Ace Mayor?
Matasmir.
Yes, we'll call you Matt for short. You can make it whatever long name after Matt you want to be, but we'll just call you Matt for short. Matasmir. All right. So Ront turns around and he's like, "Matasmir, you fool! You've tried this many times before. You know magic doesn't work here." And he goes to swing at you with his pretty much chained up hands. So, what's your AC? 10.
He's using armor class.
All right, that's right, no armor. So, 18. So he comes across and just hits you right in the face.
What a dick.
What would leather armor make my AC?
Leather armor would make it. Well, it's plus your. Actually, wait. What's your dex modifier? Is it a +0?
+1.
His.
Oh, sorry.
Dexterity?
Yeah.
0.
Okay. Yeah.
0.
So yours would be your dex modifier plus. This would be 12.
All right, so he hits you for 1 point of damage. So your hit points, which would be right here, use a D8. So
you just use the dry erase
8.
marker, which I will give you because I didn't give it before.
How about it works?
I don't know.
Try to turn hit.
right here.
So
You're good.
What do we check?
They hit him for 1 point of damage. So his hit points are 8 plus. What's your Constitution? It's over there on the right bottom.
12 +1.
+1. So your hit points would be 9. So you would write like total hit points 9, and then there should be like a temporary hit point.
He's got the. Well, he's subtracting, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just write 8.
Yeah, just write 8.
Yeah, that's your current hit.
Okay.
points.
So he kind of just hits you on the chin really hard, and he kind of looks at you. He's like, "You're such a feeble man to wear a little gold crown."
He's just making fun of you because he's a dick.
Yeah, he's making fun of you because you got a little glowing. Oh, your halo inside this room. As far as you've never necessarily been out this room but a couple times. They keep you locked in this room. The times you came outside of this room, you've noticed that your halo glows a little bit brighter. Now, when you come inside this room, your halo really starts to dull. Don't really know why, but they have chosen for the most part to keep you inside this room, and their punishment to you for the most part is just keeping you isolated, making sure that you don't really interact with anybody. So, Ront kind of nicks you in the chin, and then Eldith is like, "Ront, what are you doing?" Rapido stands like, "Fight, fight, fight, fight." The Quaggoth, who claims to be a high elf, Prince Darendale, he kind of wobbles up. He's like, "Guys, we can't do this again." And this time he's speaking inside y'all's minds. So it kind of tickles a little bit in the back of y'all's spine. So he's speaking inside y'all's minds. If we can't do this, we know this gets us nowhere. We have to stay together. There's no point in fighting amongst ourselves.
Yeah, they're trying elves.
What do you do now? You see this all going on, and you hear this kind of in your mind too.
I'm gonna start loosening the guy's armor.
Okay. All right. Yeah. He's pretty unconscious. He's still mumbling. Every time you kind of move him around a little bit to unlatch something else, he's just, saying words or phrases that make no sense to you at all.
Will he recognize it when he wakes up?
I'll probably say working here in this facility, he would know that none of y'all would have leather armor unless you chose to hide it. But he also wouldn't really know that he wasn't brought here half naked either. So it's one of those type of things. Okay.
Guess so.
Do you want to swing back at this guy?
You
You walked up to him.
Did I fall on the ground?
No, he barely hit you, but he did connect. he can't really, you know, pull a full swing into it because both hands are kind of locked together. So it's kind of just this clumsy swing. It's more of a show of like who's the boss. I don't know.
What if I play like her and I'm still on back and I
You
try
can
to
do that.
search around for something
Like a
weapon-
rock or
weapon
something?
or
Yeah. All right, so you kind of stumble back. Roll let's see, what would that go under?
Perception.
Perception. Roll a perception. Be a
So roll the
D20.
D20, the big one, not that last D10.
Okay. Yeah.
And then add your perception. It's in alphabetical order, so
Perception.
Beyond this one.
it should be pretty high for you.
Okay, +4.
Yeah. All right, 15. All right, so you find you fall down, you're kind of holding your jaw, kind of like playing it out, and there's a little boulder that's kind of loose. So you're just like holding your jaw and you kind of wiggle a little bit, and you pull it out enough. And then Ron's just like, "What are you gonna do now, little glowing crown man?" So then Eldith behind him kind of runs up and shoves him. And she just kind of like bounces back off him. Like she goes up and shoves him. And he turns around and he's like, "Little woman, you've been beat so many times by me, there's no reason you should even try." So his focus is back on to Eldith. It's Prince Darendale. He's still, or the guy that claims to be a prince, we'll just call him Darendale for now. He's kind of still in between everybody. He's like, "Please, everyone,
That's Daredevil.
please, no one seek out this. This issue can be handled so much easier." Jim Jar is over there, like, he walks up to you as you're like kind of unfastening the guy. He doesn't really notice what you're doing. He's like, he's the little deep gnome, bald deep gnome. He's just kind of like, "I bet you, your
I bet you're
mushroom stool tonight that Ront will take them both."
I just look at him and say, "Get out of my face.
That's no way to be a betting man.
We'll bet later."
I'll find someone to bet with me. And he kind of walks over to Topsy and Turvy, who immediately are just like, "We don't want anything of you, Jim Jar." And then he walks over to Shushar, and Shushar is still just sitting there, like Indian style, just oming, like doesn't even really pay attention to what's going on inside this whole thing.
This is your shark.
Stool is just a 2 foot. Yeah, Stool is just a 2 foot tall mushroom. He's just wobbling back and forth like RTD2. Yes.
There you go.
He's not ejecting any more spores though, but he's just he's saying, "Please, guys," because y'all can understand his language now too. "Please, guys, we don't need to do this any more than we have to. The dark elves do enough to us." So you want to swing at him with your rock? His focus isn't on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
So yeah. All right. So roll a d20.
Is that a plus for a back attack?
I'll give you advantage.
Advantage means that you roll twice and you take the
That makes
highest.
sense because it's a surprise.
Advantage is awesome.
I'll take anything.
Oh, all right. So
You
yeah.
roll 20? Oh shit! All right.
He's dead.
All
right. So
Yeah.
so a stone, I'd say what a d6 probably.
A stone would, yeah, because it's an improvised weapon.
Yeah.
So he's not proficient in it, but he rolled a 20.
Yeah.
So it'd be plus his strength modifier, which is +2. So roll a d6, which is the normal dice that you're used to. The die right there. And then I was wrong. You're supposed to roll twice, not double it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start doing that.
Okay.
It's up to you.
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Roll
Roll
two
twice.
times. Nice. Roll again. He's gonna freaking murder. Run. Do it. He'll run. Kill him.
No.
What do you roll? So 5 plus 2. 7.
7. All right. So you just crack Ron in the back of the head of this rock, and then Darren just like, "Oh!" and Ron just kind of like falls over. You put a pretty decent gash in his head, but you can he's still breathing. Eldith runs up to you and she's like, "You do not have to do this. I could have handled it myself." And then Darendale's like, "Please, the drow are going to hear this commotion. They'll be here any second. We have to fix all of this." And I guess this is all in y'all's heads.
Just lie your ass off when they come. Just be like, the drow did it. I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
So,
Yeah, not
I guess, what was your were badger's name?
His name is Fortinbras.
Fortinbras. Or we'll call him Fort for short. All right. So Fort he's basically taken off there's this commotion going on back here in the back of the cave. Every once in a while you kind of glance over. You see the Halo man that they keep isolated from the rest of the group when they go do chores. This bashes dude in the back of the head with a rock. Ront falls over. In a way, it kind of makes you feel happy that Ront, being the bully, kind of met his match. Eldith runs up. You've heard Darendil in your head as well as out loud tell everyone not to do this anymore. That it's not worth it. So you got the leather armor off. So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna put it on.
it takes 5 minutes to put on.
Yeah, sometimes it goes slow with it,
It's actually on your rule sheet.
Yeah.
All right. So as you're putting leather armor on, these 4 of the dark elves and 2 Quaggoth approach the cell door. The one dark elf that's leading the group is the one with the mangled face, and he kind of looks at you, and he looks at you like shaking his head because you're like trying to slip on like this leather armor, and kind of snaps his fingers, and 2 of the other drow kind of draw their crossbows and point them towards you.
Wait. This is for you.
And they mumble something that you don't understand, other than probably something to the effect of taking it off as they motion for you to take it off. The Quaggoth kind of lumber up and open up the cage door and open the door up, and one of them kind of come into the side, the other one come into the other side. The 2 of them kind of keep their crossbow bolts on you. Y'all see this as it happens. You still got the rock in your hand. Do you put the rock down, or you just stand there with a bloody rock in your hand?
Keep on fighting.
you just like, ah! Yeah, if you want to go berserk, then go ahead. You do know that these crossbow bolts, every time that y'all are hit with them, just over past occurrences, y'all black out, and then you wake up either in the same place, but hours later, or in a different place altogether.
Instantly?
Well, they hit you, and it's like a 30 seconds or so, and then you kind of pass out. Now since you found one of those crossbow bolts, that you kind of snatched it away to the back of the cave, that it's the same bolts they use to kind of do this to y'all.
What's the closest escape route?
Through the front door. You have never been. You've been outside this cave, or outside this cage. Most of the time, they take you down you do tasks all over. But you've never really been too far away. Y'all's times here, you have seen giant spiders out of the corners of your eyes. You do know just over, past knowledge of dark elves that their goddess is Loth, who is a giant spider herself. Ivara seems to be somewhat of a priestess of Loth, or she seems to be some type of a holy person, just off of the limited knowledge that y'all have of dark elves or their society. So you do know that you could probably run through the door if you want to, but you have 2 Quaggoth and 4 other guards. 2 of them, though, currently have their crossbow bolts pointed towards him. One of them have them pointed towards your group of, as you can see, is a whole heck of a lot of people inside this little cave. By the way, there's no toilets, so you sleep amongst your own feces and urine. So y'all can.
The cave is about 4 times the size.
Yeah.
I'm gonna zoom in on that.
Yeah. The cave's a lot bigger than what it seems like.
I'm not here at the moment.
Just some backstory that might help me out in the situation,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I know it's going to be very minimal, but my character has been extremely helpful and like supportive of them. Any
Of the-
kind-
of the
like,
drow?
Any kind of like any
Okay.
kind of like big job, I volunteer for it. Any kind of like if they need me to like the hardest job is my character is all about.
Okay.
Just just for reference.
They find it amusing
Yeah.
that you limit yourself to being such a slave so easily.
Yeah.
They do notice that your species itself are almost native to the Dark World or to the Underdark. However, you're not necessarily a drow or a true race of the Underdark.
Right.
So, I mean, they do, when you volunteer, they do take you immediately. They kind of laugh and snicker. But they also know in the back of your hand, back of their head, that you never really try to give them any hard time or anything.
Yeah.
So, Matt, you've already done one spell. So, just to let you know, you ran up to Ron and mumbled some incantation, and it just fizzled in your hands.
Yeah.
And as far as back knowledge right now, you'd probably know that if y'all tried to use spells in this one facility itself, that spells just don't work. They've only taken you outside of this facility twice, and you've been there 10 days. So for 8 days straight, you've been inside this cave. They keep you there purposely. Roll a intelligence. Oh, yeah.
What is that?
It would be a D20.
D20.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, roll a insight check. Because that'd be the best way.
D20.
Yeah.
So D20 and then you add whatever your modifier is for
It's
insight.
plus 6. So
You got pretty high insight.
okay. So yeah, you kind of gather that they've probably been keeping you in here because this one cave itself is warded to magic. Magic just does not work inside this cave here. And they don't take you outside of it because they just don't want you able to use magic, more or less. They not necessarily fear it, they know what they're doing. They know the slave trade, they know how to operate it. Alright, so back to business. So you're standing there with a rock and you see these guys barge in, they point their crossbows at what was your name again?
Fort and Ross.
Fort. So they point their crossbow bolts at Fort, which you didn't really notice, but the guy that they threw in before, who had clothes on, now is down to his tighty-whities, and Fort's trying to fit over this leather mail or something over his upper torso. So, I mean, you could probably think that he was trying to take it off the guy, but it's up to you. So you're standing there with a bloody rock. Ronson,
Weird sex stuff.
yeah, Ron's unconscious on the ground. Everyone's kind of focused in on this group, kind of like, we don't want anything, you know. You can talk telekinetically because you know that the spores that Stool releases, only the people that breathe them in can hear one another. So y'all can talk amongst yourselves, and the drow that are now inside and the quaggoths that are now inside the room with y'all won't hear it.
Looks like.
Alright.
It's whatever you want to do.
I wanted to use magic.
I'm gonna tell.
I was thinking about doing like a solar flare and just making a run for it, but I can't.
That's why I showed you that. I'm like, this will come in handy against drow. They literally get minuses if they're in bright light. So
Well, I was gonna use that, but I can't use magic.
it's screwed right now.
I'm gonna telepathically tell Jim Jar. I bet you can't get their attention off me.
Alright, I'm gonna give
Jim Jar, what kind of bet are we trying to make?
Well, their armor.
Well, I don't have anything to offer offhand, but I can find something.
I bet you the armor you were trying to steal, that I could get their sight off you. They'll start noticing me more than you.
Hold on.
He's like, damn it, I
Yeah.
wanted to.
And Bupito's in the background. And I was like, please do it. Please. More violence. Please, please.
I've chosen minis for
Shushar is just like, please, everyone, seek the calm path in life. It is so enlightening.
I'm gonna acknowledge the crossbowers. better on me than him until you came to get it.
Well, they mumble something to you, whether or not they understood what you said, and one of them walks up, starts like taking it off you. They start going through the motions of.
Deal.
They start going through the motions of what they normally do when they come around all of y'all up, to get you like in a single file line to escort y'all outside the room. So all the NPCs, well, everyone outside of y'all two start lining up in a line. What would y'all like to do? Matt, do you stand for justice, or do you line up like the lemmings to go do whatever poop scooping task that y'all said to
The
do?
worst thing that can happen is they kill you, and then you just roll into a cave.
I've already took hit a guy in the head, so I'm gonna go down fighting.
So you go to all right, that's fine.
So wait, are the Quaggoths or whatever they are they in front of the Drow? Or
They've kind of encircled the facility. So, all right, is this what we did, elected as Ront?
Yeah.
All right, so that all happened kind of back here. So the Quaggoths come in, and then the two crossbowers come in. I guess there's another crossbower, and then there's the guy with the scars on his face. Which y'all know the guys with the scars on his face. He carries a lot of command or authority inside this facility. He did not have scars when y'all first came, and now he has burn marks, or his face is just messed up, and it's been the last 3 days, give or take. Time's really at a standstill here, but your body clocks tell y'all it's about 3 days. So you're gonna stand for justice and just
Fucking kill Runt, man. Just bash his head into the rock. Don't listen to me. I mean, you just, like, that's the thing, is you're chaotic good. So you've watched him mistreat the cute little dwarf girl for like however many days she's been here, and
at
he
least half your
bullies
days.
every single person that comes in here.
You're trying to kill a guy
He
that
calls you
It's chaotic good.
Yeah, he calls you little gold crown boy. So I mean, if you find
The worst thing that'll happen is you die. Okay, like that's the worst.
but you're still alive in real life. So
Then you can be Shim Sham or whatever.
I can use these big cards, right?
No,
No,
no spells work.
Yeah, no spells.
You knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know if those were spells.
You kind of went up
Yeah,
and did
those are
twinkly,
your big daddy spells.
I didn't know if those were like spells or like.
you did twinkly fingers, and it just.
But they're getting ready to round y'all up and pull you out of there.
You do know that they normally keep you inside here, so they don't. If you try to get in line, usually they eject you, whether you want to or not. They pull you back.
Get mine for where?
If you get
To
in
leave
line
the
to
room.
leave the room,
Oh.
they pull you back out. 'Cause
You was a poop cleaner. You
Yeah.
clean up the poop in this
Yeah,
room.
they put you on some kind of task in here, cleaning up or just staying isolated, which they hope maybe the voices in your mind will drive you a little crazy or whatnot. So do you do what you normally do and just step to the side? Because I guess you would know that for 10 days straight, you've not, well, for the most part, not been allowed outside this room. Or do you just start throwing stones?
I was thinking about your chances and I rolled a natural 20, alright? So
There you go.
just do whatever you want.
The odds are for you, Matt.
It's either be a punk or fight. So
I'm just gonna give you some night juice and then you're gonna fall asleep. I mean, you know, nothing wrong with that.
So one of the drow walk up to you with a crossbow, kind of aim and kind of like point the crossbow like over to the corner, like telling you to get out of the way.
Alright,
They kind of
so he
start
moves forward.
Yeah, they kind of start kicking Ront, and Ront's like, oh, kind of gets up like holding his head. He was in the spore cloud, and you just hear a lot of curse words muttering out, and like just what happened, and he's gonna get the little gold crown boy, and just, but he's getting up, and then he kind of notices that like there's drow at his feet, so he's like kind of clambering up to like get in line with the rest, and they're pointing at you to move to the side.
So this is the best advice I can give you. Just make a gut decision and just run with it.
how close is he to run?
All right, so Ront's kind of like on. We'll say he's on his knees by that point in time, trying to stand up. The one dark elf's there. the Qui-Goth.
Dark elf, Qui-Goth. This is you.
Okay.
This is Run.
So there's the other dark elf here. I guess there's initially 2 more dark elves back here. There's the one commanding one, which doesn't necessarily walk all the way inside the facility. Because
The commanding one.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
yeah.
Well, in my mind, in my
You guys ever go to
mind,
the
I
freaking
want to
jungle?
kill Runt.
Oh,
So you're gonna bash Runt in the head
Yeah, like,
as he
in
walks.
my mind, I want to kill Runt and make him scared of me. But the only thing I can think of to do that is if he's stumbling and we're right here. If there's that's an archer, right?
He has his crossbow aimed at you. Yes.
He'll make
Kinda-
you roll for initiative to
Yeah.
see who goes first.
Yeah.
And kind of see if you bash.
Yeah.
Well,
Runt's
and
face.
Kind of like he's motioning you to step aside.
Well, in my mind, I want if Runt's still.
He's
Grounded.
on his knees. He's not fully got up. He's
Oh,
cursing
nice.
you
Perfect
and-
position.
and
Yeah,
telling
it's a fascist.
Eldith in her head that like her mom was a troglodyte and her
Such a dick.
her father was her father was a knoll. So I mean,
At least half of these NPCs gotta die, man.
Well,
The first one.
Can I guess I step over behind Runt
okay.
and act like I'm gonna help him up.
Yeah, you're right next to it.
I'm
Okay.
behind him, act like I'm gonna help him up, but in reality, I push him towards the archer. And
Oh, cool.
The archer, the crossbow goes off.
I would roll what a
Athletics.
athletics check.
Well, so what he would do is he would roll athletics. So roll a
Right
d20.
now.
That's the only thing I can
Roll a d20 and add
Really,
your.
because you're not doing it.
All right,
It's-
that's a d10, I think.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, roll that and add your athletics,
So,
and then you can roll either acrobatics or athletics to see if the shove takes effect.
where's athletics?
Can I
at?
assist?
Where's athletics at?
It's alphabetical, so it'll
Alphabetical
be,
order and the
it'll
column
be the
big
like right the
big-
second one.
go up.
Sorry,
Shows.
I'm really bad at this.
Oh, that one.
Athletics. Wait, which one? Acrobatics?
Athletics
Plus 2.
Plus 2. 13.
15.
Plus what? 15? All right. So you push him into him, and he kind of stumbles to the side, but the crossbow bolt doesn't go off. And then he kind of like hits Ron, and Ron's like, oh, and he's kind of stumbling up. So you got a couple seconds of reaction, I guess I'll give you, for him to get the crossbow bolt pointed back onto you. Because, I mean, you succeeded, but it wasn't hard enough push. Ron kind of like head just bumped into his belly, which caused him to jar back to the side for a second. So you got like a 4 second, 5 second.
Does Ron have any weapons on him?
No, y'all all are pretty much enslaved.
You have the only weapon, which is the stone.
Well, the other guy has a crossbow. I was
Just
hoping I
throw
could
the
take
stone
something.
at his friggin' head.
So they kind of like.
If I got, I don't know how much aim I got. If I throw the stone at the archer, drop him, and steal his crossbow.
You can try, man. So you would roll an attack
Yeah.
with no proficiency, but it would be a dex. It would be dex.
Plus 0.
Yeah.
So,
You would just chunk a rock at his head. So let's see if it works. Do it, man. Go for it. Roll that d20.
I wouldn't throw it though. Just like, is he close enough just to slam it into him?
No, he doesn't move forward.
Yeah.
Well, you can move forward. You want to move forward?
Yeah.
Hit him in the face with it?
Yeah.
All right. So you move forward.
All right, yeah. So you kind of push Ron. He falls
He
into
fell
him.
over a little
He's
bit.
pulling up as he's moving in. You're kind of coming up towards him to hit him. So roll a d20.
Go for it.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So you're not proficient, so you're only going to add 2.
I'm gonna die because
Yeah, man. Do it.
11.
13.
No, does not hit him. So you kind of you trip over Ron's foot. You come towards him. You're like, I'm gonna bash this guy's head in. I tried to, do the good thing and take this evil Ron out of this world. Now I'm gonna take this person who's enslaved me out of this world because slavers are just bad. And as you're going forward, you kind of just miss him. And then as you miss him, he realizes what you're doing. So by that time, he's gained composure and he starts yelling something. So this guy slams the gate door. Then this other 2 archers run up and they launch bolts at you. Oh my goodness. 15, does that hit you?
Yeah.
All right.
He's got a 10.
So I'm not even roll damage. So immediately you got about.
They're trying to save him. He's a valuable slave, right?
Yeah. So you know immediately you got about 15 seconds before you pass out because you've been through this before.
Which means
So-
you have one
Is
turn.
that any damage?
I won't do damage just because they know y'all. There's value in y'all. So I would say after you fall unconscious, it's probably going to be a short rest, more than likely. So
Consciousness from poisoning. It's a short rest.
So you got about 15 seconds. Do you want to do anything? You're just going to admit fate and.
That's 3 turns. Yeah, 3 turns.
What's this one? Because I always thought like they're not all acting simultaneously, so I figured like each turn is 6 seconds. But maybe I'm wrong.
It's the same 6 seconds.
Is it though?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it's different 6 seconds. You're
Yeah.
right. Never mind. Sorry, you're right.
You just want to just have a seat. You know,
Just get
darkness.
shot by
you know-
like 3 crossbow bolts.
Yeah, you know darkness is coming. So I mean, you tried
Just
your
flick 'em
best.
off.
Yeah,
Deuces.
Yeah, you can throw the deuces to them, whatever you want to do. So you just go have a seat on the side of the wall.
Yeah.
All right. So
You,
y'all are in this.
What were you doing for 6 seconds while I was doing something for 6 seconds?
So y'all are in the single file line
had
of all.
popcorn. You had popcorn watching the show.
Y'all all know. Y'all have seen the situation going on towards the back of the line. I guess you were towards the front because you were at the front of the gate. What happened. He got shot. He's just like, I tried. You can even mumble that in your head if you want to. I tried. And then you just go sit down. Yeah. You just go sit down and then you're out.
I knocked you out like a bitch.
You're out. Everything goes black. So they all kind of motion at y'all. 2 of them put the crossbow bolts back in and motion at y'all to leave the facility, which y'all have done quite a few times. So,
He's.
yes.
What about my drow guy?
Oh yeah, he's unconscious too.
He's still unconscious inside the room. That's fine. Yeah, you kind of made him nude and he's unconscious. I guess he would be
They
closer.
like prop you guys up like
He's-
on top of
He's
each other.
yeah.
They're just like,
Yeah, jokes on y'all. One
we
dude's
took a
naked.
picture.
Yeah. One dude's naked, the other guy's doing whatever, so jokes on y'all. Alright, so they escort y'all outside the room. Alright, so